Hey guys, how's it going? Today we are going to be digging dahlias. So it has finally frosted hard enough to kill off my dahlias and my zinnias and a lot of other stuff up there. It's looking pretty brown up by the garden right now. But to do this project, we're going to need a pitchfork and a bucket. So let's run to the shed and grab those. We're also going to talk a little bit today about storing dahlias, which this is my first year digging and storing dahlias. My grandmother has been doing it for years. She kind of showed me the ropes of what she does to dig and store her dahlias. So we're going to give it a go ourselves this year. So we're going to need pruners to chop off the tops of the old plants once we get the tubers out. Okay, so to dig our dahlias, we're just going to lift up the dahlia canopy and see where the roots are, or where it's coming out of the ground, which this guy is a huge plant that just flopped all the way down. So he doesn't come out of the ground till up here. So we're going to go about a foot away from the base of the plant, and we're just going to go in with our forks and start to work around that root ball. We're trying not to pierce the tubers here, so we want to work away from them a little bit and just loosen up the soil around them. Okay, there we go. So we can just knock some of this excess dirt off real gently. And then we can go ahead and cut these stalks off. So we're just going to cut right here, right above it, leaving a little bit of a stalk left on there. That's a big one. 1, 2. Okay, so there's our first dahlia tuber. Now we are going to allow this to sit out and dry out a little bit because the soil on this is pretty moist. We want this to dry out a little bit, and then we'll also be able to knock some more of this loose soil off of these and get them cleaned up for storage. Now, these dahlias here that I started on this other side of the raised bed were actually started from seed. So I'm really interested to see what kind of tubers these are going to have this year. I'm assuming they're going to be teeny tiny, but let's dig them up and find out. Oh, wow. That's actually pretty impressive. That formed a really good looking set of tubers in just one season. Started from seed. That's crazy. even the ones that really didn't do anything this year, this is all the taller this plant got. Look at that. That's ridiculous. It really didn't do anything, and I didn't have much hope for these, but look, that guy was just growing tubers underground. So whenever I plant this next year, I'm sure it'll take off and actually bloom next year. Okay, so now that we've harvested all of our dahlia tubers, they look like this. They still have some dirt on them and they're kind of moist. And it's not really great to store them at this point because you don't really want that moisture in stored with them that can cause them to rot. Now there's a couple different ways that you can store these, but most of the time what I hear is either storing them in peat moss in like big containers or in vermiculite. I know that Laura over at Garden Answer stores hers in vermiculite, but my grandmother has always stored hers in peat moss, so that's what I'm gonna do. So you want to store these in a cool, dry place, just the same as you would like potatoes or onions or something like that for storage. But before we pack these away, I'm actually going to let these sit out and dry out for a couple of days, maybe up to a week. We don't want these to be in the sun or in the rain. We want these in kind of a protective space to just sit out and dry out a little bit. Once they are nice and dried out, we can go ahead and just knock off any loose dirt. You don't have to get all the dirt off. The dirt will actually help protect it a little bit, but any excess clumps and big stuff in there, we definitely want to get that off so we can store them. Now, once your tubers are ready to store, you can go ahead and I like one of those big Rubbermaid totes. That's what I got. And I just put a layer of peat moss in the bottom, then put some of my dahlia tubers, another layer of peat moss, more dahlia tubers, and just layering it all the way up. And then putting the lid on and just storing them all winter long until we can plant them out the next season. Now I am going to be checking on my dahlia tubers because this is the first year that I'm storing them and I'm a little bit concerned about them. I don't want anything to happen to them. I'm going to be like a helicopter mom, just like checking on them. So throughout the winter, I'm going to be checking on my dahlia tubers to see, are they too dry? Are they drying out? Are they too moist? Are they starting to rot? Making sure that they are storing properly and they are looking really nice. I want to just keep on top of them because we have lots of dahlia tubers this year and I am so excited. Well, that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comment section below. I will answer them the best I can. But really, this video is more just documenting what I'm doing as opposed to more of a how-to video. I just don't have enough experience with dahlias yet and with storing dahlia tubers, so I can't in good conscience tell you how to store dahlia tubers or how to dig dahlia tubers, but this is what I'm doing and I hope that it's helpful. And I would encourage you guys, even if you don't know how to do something, you can always try and you can always learn how to do something through trial and error, and that's how I live my life. I'll see you guys in the next video.